It's worse when we're talking about or hearing speculation about you fighting somebody that literally fights 3 weight divisions lower than you.
Very excited. You know, this is one of the biggest, is the biggest fight of my career, if it happened, and I'm just looking forward to it. I'm excited.
Him and Crawford?
Yeah.
I think Canelo just too big for Crawford. I mean, man, Terence Crawford is another, amazing fighter.
Stephen A. Smith has made his opinion clear during a live interview, strongly warning Terence Crawford about his potential fight with Canelo, Álvarez. Smith expressed that he strongly dislikes the matchup and believes it's a bad idea for Crawford. He pointed out that Crawford is 3 weight classes below Canelo, making him too small to compete effectively. Smith urged Crawford to rethink the fight, saying the size and power gap between the two could be dangerous for him.
The idea of Crawford versus Canelo.
I hate it. I don't like it one bit. I think that Crawford is the best pound-for-pound fighter on the planet. I think that Canelo is one of those folks. But Canelo is fighting at 168, which means he's walking around heavier.
Former world champ Amir Khan, the former world champion who faced Canelo in 2016, also shared his concerns, with Crawford. Khan admitted that he underestimated the weight difference when he fought Canelo and called a Mexican fighter a beast in the ring. He now says he understands why weight classes are so important in boxing.
Canelo's a beast, man. Canelo's a beast, and when it was offered to me, I tried to chase the Mayweather fight at that time, and it happened. And obviously, I was probably at my peak of my career there as well. So, whoever I was gonna fight, I was gonna give him a hard fight regardless. Because we were probably winning that fight against Canelo until he knocked me out. But yeah, I was boxing well, but one thing, sizes. Now I understand why they make weight divisions in boxing. Every weight division. But then again, look, bro, you would probably take it. I was offered like 10 million quid, bro. 10 million quid, bro. Look, end of the day, this is like, it's a lot of money, I thought about it. What made me, when I got the deal on the table for 10 mil, I was like, should I take it or not? But then I worked it out. Normally I have to have 3 or 4 hard training camps and fights to make that kind of money. That's still one fight. So you gotta do it in that one fight, you know what I mean?
Does Canelo beat Crawford?
Size, bro, remember, Crawford then is a big boy as well. Crawford's a big guy when it comes to weight. A box fight, yeah.
What do you think?
I think Crawford, in my opinion, but size might matter. But then again, I think since when I fought Canelo's become a better boxer. He started boxing more better.
Boxing legend Julio Cesar. Chavez Sr. didn't hold back either. He made it clear that Crawford shouldn't try to fight Canelo at 168 lbs, as he believes Crawford would get knocked out. Chavez respects Crawford's skills, but believes that in the super middleweight division, Canelo is simply too strong. As someone who's been around boxing for decades, Chavez's warning carries a lot of weight.
The two fighters are going to be different weight classes, even though they're going to fight on a specific weight. He believes that they're just going because of the money, Crawford, but probably Canelo is going to knock him out.
Despite all the warnings, Crawford remains confident. He's publicly stated that he's fought opponents bigger than Canelo before and believes his superior skills will help him win. Crawford thinks that Canelo's main advantage is size, not technique. Many fans admire Crawford's self-belief, as he has never backed down from a challenge and always backs himself to find a way to win. However, many experts believe that facing Canelo at 168 pounds could be a whole different challenge.
Different beast.
I feel I got the speed over Canelo. I got the reach over him. He might got the size, the power. I got the better skills, boxing skills.
Would it be more of a cat and mouse? The reality is Canelo does put people out. From Kirkland to Amir Khan to just...
Don't
obviously,
I'm just saying, man.
No, but he's not.
Kovalev was older.
He
does. Don't get me wrong. He does have a lot of power, but all those guys that you name is not as skillful as me. I'm sorry. No disrespect to none of those fighters. The skill level is night and day.
So how do you see a fight with Canelo?
Tough fight. Canelo is a great fighter. Like, I always had respect for Canelo, but I just believe in my skills. The fact that people doubt me, it just fueled me even more. Try to get the fight even more. And I'm watching them, I'm like, man, I can beat this dude. I've been fighting people bigger than me all my life, and I always came out on top. You gonna get hit. It's a fight. He gonna get hit too. It'll be good.
Speaking in a live interview.
During another live interview, Stephen A. Smith again issued a strong warning saying, Crawford is simply too small to take on Canelo. He pointed out that Crawford would need to move up 3 weight classes to face Canelo, a move that's historically been tough for smaller fighters. Smith believed that despite Crawford's impressive skill set, the size difference could be dangerous. He bluntly told Crawford to reconsider, saying, even if Crawford lands clean punches, he may not be able to hurt Canelo.
Let me tell you what I think should be gone. The notion that Terence Bud Crawford should move up 3 weight classes, 21 pounds, to fight Canelo Álvarez. He's entirely too small. Jermell Charlo already proved that. Y'all remember that scene from Rocky? Remember that scene from Rocky 2? When Carl Weathers was Apollo Creed and his trainer was like, can I be honest? I saw you beat this man within an inch of his life. And he kept coming. He wouldn't go away. He's wrong for us, baby. He's wrong. Let it go. Apollo couldn't do it and lost fight number 2. Trained him for Rocky 3 and then got killed in Rocky 4 by Drago because he couldn't let it go. Bud Crawford needs to let...
Coach Joel Diaz didn't hold back either, calling the idea of Crawford beating Canelo stupid. He emphasized a size difference and pointed out that Canelo has already beaten elite fighters in the super middleweight and light heavyweight divisions. Diaz sees this as a mismatch that would likely end badly for Crawford.
I respect that, but I just think they're stupid. I mean, excuse my language. The size difference of a bigger man changes everything with one punch. And I can see the same thing. I mean, you saw Canelo Álvarez fighting Amir Khan. Now, look at this. Terence Crawford moved from 47 to 54 to fight Madrimov. What did he do to Madrimov? Nothing. Okay, Madrimov was a 54-pounder. Now, to move up to 168, that's 2 more divisions. Canelo Álvarez will take any punch from Crawford, but I don't think Crawford will take any punches from Canelo. Remember, Canelo got hit by Triple G, the heaviest hitter in that division. And Canelo took those shots like a champ. I don't think Crawford has anything to beat.
Sean Garcia echoed these concerns, saying that while Crawford is an incredible boxer, Canelo's experience and physical strength create a nearly impossible challenge for Crawford. No matter how good Crawford is, Canelo is just too big, Garcia explained. Stephen A. Smith, while recognizing Crawford's elite skills and dominance at welterweight, raised an important question: can Crawford even hurt Canelo? He suggested that even if Crawford fights well technically, it won't matter if he can't physically. Challenge Canelo, especially without enough punching power to make Canelo respect him. Without that, Crawford might be heading into a very tough fight.
My initial reaction would be to say that I think that Crawford would be the superior boxer, as great as Canelo is, as seasoned as he is, with 65 fights, if I recall, on his record. I think boxing-wise, he's going to give Canelo fits. Don't believe he can hurt Canelo, but just believe that Crawford hasn't been in the ring with anybody this powerful. Again, Crawford is the superior boxer, but if he can't hurt Canelo, you can't keep him off of him. He says it's a legacy fight, and he believes he can do the same, and he wants to do the same against a fighter the caliber of Canelo Álvarez, which is why we haven't really seen him in the ring.
Promoter Eddie Hearn weighed in, calling the fight a freak fight. While he respects both fighters, Hearn feels a size difference makes it seem more like a spectacle than a fair contest. He believes that even if Crawford performs well, the public might not give him the credit he deserves due to the size mismatch. Similarly, if Canelo wins, many people might just see it as a fight he was always supposed to win.
How is Crawford going to be able to bridge this weight gap?
Yeah, I don't think he can, in all honesty. I mean, he might not be able to bridge it on Saturday.
Yeah.
So
one weight class.
68, yeah, but you're coming up from 35. 35, 40, 47, 54. Sooner or later, it's one too many. And 68 is definitely too many. But Crawford's brilliant. Like, he's a genius. He's a generational great. So maybe he can find a way to do it. But I feel he'd be hugely outsized against Canelo Alvarez. Yeah. But you have to use your movement if you're Terence Crawford in that fight. The last thing you want to do is stand and trade. He'd be moving a lot in that fight, trust me. I'm not saying he'd be running, but he would be moving a lot. Of course, that's the way to beat him.
Yeah.
You know.
Trainer Robert Garcia took a different approach, saying that many fans simply don't want this fight to happen. He believes that the boxing community would prefer to see Crawford fight someone closer to size or even a top contender at 154 or 160. LB Garcia feels that this fight feels forced and lacks a natural competitive energy that makes great matchups memorable.
Crawford versus Canelo. I think people are going to, oh, that's too much. Moving up 2 more weight divisions, 2 more. Thank you, my man. Thank you. I don't think it's going to be, I don't think that'll bring that much attention anymore, because I think if you were going out there and destroy this guy, then okay, he can move up and fight against Canelo. But I think it'll be hard for people to buy that, you know, that he could fight somebody like Canelo, because Canelo's just too big. That's 2 weight divisions.
Boxing analyst shows the adult added a chilling perspective. He's heard Canelo's punches up close and doesn't think Crawford would be able to withstand that kind of power, despite Crawford's skills and toughness. Show points out that the punch resistance, needed at 168 lb, is completely different from what Crawford has experienced at 147 lb. A clean shot from Canelo could change everything.
What up, Biz? Who you got? Canelo Crawford?
Yeah, got Canelo. I heard the punches that he hit Charlo with. I don't know if Crawford can absorb those punches. I know he's a great man and a great warrior. But you come from 147 to put on a better fight than Charlo. I mean, I don't even know what that means. I don't know if that means that Crawford is so great and he can do that, or that means that Charlo set the bar so damn low that anybody could do better than Charlo did last night.
Do skill really pay the bill? Because that would be tested.
He'll pay the bill. That's why Canelo's skillful too.
Check out the projected odds that came out. One of the odds projectors say Canelo is opening up as the favorite, -130. Crawford is +100. That's damn near 50-50. Another one says Canelo Alvarez is the favorite, -185. Crawford is the underdog, only +55. Let me tell you something. If those are the odds on my booking come day one, I'm max betting Canelo Alvarez. I could give a damn. If y'all mean to tell me that y'all think it's 50-50, I'ma empty my account on Canelo Alvarez. I don't have to bet KO, none of that shit. If y'all think it's that close, I'ma empty my account. $30,000, I can give a shit. I'm about to come up. I was gonna bet on Crawford thinking he'd be the huge underdog. Y'all got it that narrow?
In a discussion with veteran boxing journalist Dan Raphael, Stephen, a Smith reiterated his doubts about Crawford's chances of winning Raphael, however argued that Crawford wouldn't take this fight just for money. He would try to win, but agreed it. Would be a tough challenge Crawford would need to fight perfectly to stand a chance.
Terence Crawford is a marvelous boxer, arguably the best in the world, pound for pound. But can you hurt Canelo? If you can't hurt him, I have no doubt he can outbox him. My issue is, if you can't hurt him, what kind of a challenge can you truly pose? What do you say to that?
No, that's a great point. I mean, here's the thing. Canelo Alvarez has a historically great chin. Now, I go back way back when he first came to the United States and started boxing, and he found himself on an HBO pay-per-view undercard years and years ago, fighting against the older brother of the great Miguel Cotto. His name was Jose Miguel Cotto, and he had gotten a ton of hype. He had signed with Golden Boy Promotions, and a lot of those of us in the media. And I had seen him a couple of times before that. This is my first time seeing him in person, really paying close attention. And he almost got knocked out in the first round. And I remember Stephen A., all of us looking around at Media Row going, what the heck is this all hyped about? This man can't take a shot. He's going to get drilled. He was lucky that the fight was over, that the round was over in round 1, or there might have been some much more trouble. Stephen A., that was like, 16, 17 years ago. I've never seen him wobbled, rocked, physically, visibly hurt since then. He has an all-time great chin going in the ring with tremendous punchers. Terence Crawford coming up 2 weight classes, do any damage? Yeah, he's a slick boxer, and he's also a good puncher in the welterweight division, in the junior welterweight division, in the lightweight division. But even at junior middleweight, which is where Terence Crawford had his most recent fight back in August, when he moved up and he won a world title, he didn't blow the doors off. He fought a very tough, solid opponent named Israel Madrimov. He gave him a good fight. It was very close. Madrimov, people seem to think he might have even been able to edge it out. But if you can't hurt an Israel Madrimov at 154, what the heck are you going to do with Canelo Álvarez, the sturdiest guy in the world, at 168? So that aspect of it is certainly a problem. You mentioned about Charlo. Charlo was there to get his check. I know one thing about Terence Crawford. He's not going to just come to turn up to get the check. He'll at least try. And Charlo, I don't think, really tried.
Former super middleweight champion Carl Froch also criticized a matchup, saying it wouldn't be a good fight. Froch believes a gap in size and strength is too large, and that Crawford won't be able to compete effectively against someone with Canelo's physical presence. He warned that fans expecting an epic showdown might end up disappointed.
I think it's going to be tough for Crawford. He's not big enough, I don't think. He's just not got that size. Don't get me wrong, he'll stack some pounds on and he'll grow. He's obviously bigger than his fight weight, but Canelo Álvarez has been up at light heavyweight. I know he's been up at light heavyweight. He beat Kovalev, and then he's dropped back down now to super middle because he's probably not big enough for light heavyweight. Lost to Bivol, and he's probably realised actually that's probably a step too far. But Terence Crawford, was he 147 pound, one of the best to do it in the business. But to come up, we know what it's like when people come up from welterweight and try and succeed a couple of weight divisions above their weight. It's tough, it's difficult.
Regardless of all the criticism.
Despite all the concerns and criticism, Terence Crawford still wants to fight. Many of his fans support him, excited by the challenge and the possibility of greatness. Crawford has always been willing to take on big challenges, and this fight could cement his legacy if he somehow pulls off the impossible. It's a high-risk, high-reward situation that has captured the attention of boxing fans worldwide.
If it's going to have a fight again, and I look at the options on the table, there's no one he wants to fight 154 pounds. There isn't. He doesn't want to fight Fundora. He's not going to fight Virgil Ortiz. He's not going to fight Boychuk. These aren't sexy names. These are just not names that even gets out for a jog for. The only name he wants to fight is Canelo. So for me, I feel like I'm more closer to Crawford fighting than Crawford not fighting. And if Crawford's going to fight, then it has to be Canelo. But look, we'll see. That's a dream one for me. I think I said that on my wish list for 2025. I said Crawford, Canelo. I think all the others will come true. I just want this one to come true. It's a crazy fight. There's almost too much weight between the two, but I agree. Hey, this is boxing.
Heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua offered an optimistic view. He acknowledged a size difference, but emphasized that what truly matters is who wants it more. Joshua believes that if Crawford is motivated, focused, and trains properly, he could surprise. A lot of people Crawford has a point to prove, and that motivation could lead to an unex.
The catchweight stuff, I feel like there's no rehydration clause, is there? No, so that would be good. And then I feel like Conor Benn and Chris Eubank Jr. showed us that weight is good. Like, there are weight categories for a reason, but you know, providing they're both skilled and talented, there's not much difference in weight. It's just who wants to win. And watching that fight, Conor Benn and Chris Eubank just showcased that weight is, it's all about that. You know, so I'm looking forward to the Crawford and Canelo fight because I feel like Bud wants to prove a point. You know what I mean? So it'll be a good fight. Bud just over there.
Boxing legend Oscar De La Hoya shared one of sport's timeless truths. Smaller skilled fighter usually doesn't beat a bigger skilled one. De La Hoya respects Crawford's talent, but believes that the odds are stacked against him in boxing size, power, and durability often win, and Canelo has all of these in abundance.
Be part of it.
William who? Canelo versus William Skull.
William who?
Oscar
being back in New York over here.
No, let's just say Canelo Crawford, in the history of boxing, and this is the facts.
Let's get it.
If you see Thursdays, Fact Thursdays, I speak the facts. All right, I'll even do it for you. A good little man has never beaten a good big man in the history of the game, unless you go back to certain situations with Pacquiao beat me, but I was a dead man walking anyway. But a good little man never beats a good big man, so it's a tough test for Crawford, but I'm not counting him out. But what about Canelo?
Teofimo Lopez, known for his sharp...
Tofal Lopez, known for his sharp analysis, praised Canelo's ring IQ and physical advantages. He believes Crawford is elite, but facing someone with Canelo's combination of intelligence, experience, and power will be incredibly tough, especially at a higher weight class where Crawford has never fought before.
Stone last fight is a 50-50. So Canelo fights an undisputed champ, up-and-coming former champion, and an up-and-coming undefeated contender. And somehow those three last opponents are somehow compared to Bud's Madrimov fight, making it a 50-50 fight? Wow.
That's it for today's video. Stay tuned for more updates.